Hey, how's it going? Fall 2020 anime season is here, and if you are wondering what you should be watching, don't worry, I got you covered. In this video, I will be telling you which animes you should look forward to and will give you a brief synopsis of them. You can then decide which ones you want to watch. Also, there are timestamps in the description so you can jump through the animes and know about an anime which you were thinking of watching. I would though recommend you to watch the whole video cause there might be some animes that you had no idea were airing and may interest you. So let's begin. First up, we have Jujutsu Kaisen, an anime which when got announced people lost their shit, and I had no idea why. So I read the synopsis and the story follows Yuji Itadori, who's in high school and is a really strong dude. Even though he's really strong, he's in the occult club instead of a sports club. And one day the club somehow ends up getting their hands on a cursed object, which they might have opened. It wasn't specified in the synopsis, but I'm sure they open it cause otherwise the story wouldn't move further, right? And as we all know, cursed objects are kinda cursed, so you should not be going around opening them. But yeah, the world is looking pretty amazing. The one thing I'm not sure about is if having superpowers is a norm in the world or if only some particular people know about these powers, cause I read the line which says that the Jujutsu sorcerers protect the living from the undead. And this line makes me unsure if people know that they are being protected or not. But yeah, I think it is an anime worth checking out for anyone who likes animes in general, cause I can see the masses enjoying an anime like this a lot. And anyone who likes dark theme animes with a strong main character, I think this anime will be a good watch for them as well. The animation is looking amazing as well, and it's being made by MAPPA, so it's gonna be a good one for sure. You should definitely check this one out. So I've been watching animes for quite some time now, and there's been an anime that I wanted to watch but could never watch it because the art style just threw me off. Well, guess what? That anime is getting a remake this year. I'm talking about Higurashi When They Cry.
New.
So this is an anime which actually aired in 2006 and it is adapted from a visual novel. And actually, if you have no clue what this anime is about, I'll suggest you to skip through this part and jump straight into the anime. I'm sure it will be a good experience going in without knowing anything. You can skip to this time frame for the next anime. And now for the people who want to know what this anime is about anyways. The story follows Keiichi Maebara, who is settling into his new home in a peaceful village. He has made friends with a few girls from his school, but there is an unsettling feeling as he feels that something is off about this village. What dark secrets could this small community be hiding? And I know the synopsis of this anime is pretty vague, cause I don't know much about the story even after reading the synopsis. I've always stayed away from the spoilers of this anime and I'm so looking forward to watch it. I'm sure whatever it will be, it's gonna be a great journey with this one. Just a little warning, it's not for little kids.
Yes, boss. I put the disclaimer, boss.
You know how there's a genre which every person who likes animes gets attached to, and you just can't get enough of it? Well, for me, it's the romance genre. And even though there are not a lot of romance animes this season, the ones that are here are looking pretty good. And if you like romance anime just like me and want to jump into one really quick, look no further than Tonikaku Kawaii. This is an anime adapted from a manga which I have read, so this is the only anime in the list I can actually stand with confidence, because the manga was really freaking good. I didn't continue reading it after a while because there weren't that many chapters at the time, but I guess it was a good decision cause now I will be watching the anime instead of starting the manga again. So it is a story about a guy whose name is Nasa. He doesn't like his name for some reason. I don't think I need to explain why. So he wants to become a successful person so that no one can laugh at his name like I did. I'm sorry, Nasa-san. He worked really hard and got the top scores and was ready to join his first choice high school. But the fate had something else set for him. He saw a girl and fell in love with her at the first sight, but got into an accident right after he saw her. The girl saved him and took him to the hospital, and before taking him to the hospital, he asked her out and she somehow said yes, except he just had to marry her instead of dating, which I see as an absolute win. It isn't an accurate summary, but it's as close as I can tell in a short time. Just give it a try. You'll get into it pretty easily if you're into romance animes and enjoy watching light romance animes without much drama just like me. There won't be that shit like, I like him but I can't tell him, and the whole show just ends without any development at all, which is one of the things that annoys me the most in animes. But I bet that you will love this one cause it won't have stuff like that, and the other things will depend on how the studio adapts it. Yeah, that's what I do. I throw all the blame on the studio. I hope that the studio don't rush it cause it's actually a really fun story to follow. Highly recommended. Next up, we have an anime that I'm really hyped about. The Day I Became a God. This is an original anime being made by PA Works, who are known for making pretty amazing animes. They mostly make animes with original stories, and I just watched Nagino Asakura the other day, so I'm definitely gonna watch this one as well. The reason why I was interested in this anime was because the name and the cover look pretty cool. But when I did some research, I found out that this story is written by Jun Maeda, the same person who's responsible for making us cry like little babies by writing stories like Angel Beats and making music like the legendary Great Dango Family song. He has also contributed in some other works too, which you may know very well. And I think that should be enough to convince most of the people to watch this anime. Now for the people who want to know what this anime is about. This is the last summer vacation for our protagonist Ryota Narukami, and he is preparing for his university entrance exams. When someday out of nowhere a girl called Hina meets him and proclaims to be the god of omniscience, which I had no idea what it meant, so I took some help from Google-chan. Yuta doesn't believe her cause who would, right? A lolly comes to you out of nowhere and tells you that she is a goddess and you're like, yeah sure bitch. Like that just doesn't happen. But after meeting Yuta, she tells him that the world will be ending in 30 days. She made him believe that she is a goddess by showing her predictive abilities, and now for some reason she is staying at his house. The synopsis ends with this line: "Thus begins the start of the lively summer before the end of the world." It seems like a really interesting concept to me, and I'm sure that it will be a series that will be ending in a core or two, so there will be a conclusion, and that's one of the advantages of being an original story. And a conclusion makes a series just so much better for me. I'm really looking forward to it. You should definitely give it a watch if you have liked any of these animes before. I'm hoping it will be another great journey. The next anime I'd like to talk about is Adachi the Shimamura. I haven't watched a lot of Yuri animes in the past actually, but this is one of the few that is attracting me to watch it. The cover looks just amazing, so I decided I'll watch it. Yeah, I decide if an anime is worth watching or not by the cover. Shut up, I'm a simple man. I get easily swayed by good art. I can't help it, okay? The plot seems pretty simple too. It's about two girls meeting and becoming friends and realizing their feelings with time and stuff. And I think it's important to watch slice of life animes like this once in a while, because it just reminds you of your life and think of some stuff which you won't usually think of when the protagonist is fighting the emperor of 1 bazillion planets to death. And of course I can't tell how the atmosphere of this anime is gonna be just from a preview and the synopsis, but I am guessing that it's gonna be a quiet and peaceful atmosphere. So I think that it will be a simple slice of life and romance anime just like Tonikaku Kawaii. It's being made by Tezuka Production, the people behind Dororo, Kids on the Slope and the quintessential quintuplets. So they do have some experience with romance animes too, so I don't think I want to doubt them on the story or how they carry out the story. My only concern is that even though the art cover is pretty amazing, the animation from the previous is looking rather stiff. I don't usually care about the animation if I'm into the anime, but it can lead to lack of immersion in the story. So just give it a shot and you'll know if you're into it or not. Next up we have an isekai, cause why not, people are gonna watch it anyways. The anime I'm talking about is I'm Standing on 1 Million Lives. But hear me out, there's a reason why it's in the list. Well, the reason it's on the list is because the name is freaking cool. But it was also here cause the story didn't trust me a bit. So the story starts almost how every isekai does. He got transported to another world with 2 of his classmates. But here is when it gets a little interesting. The 2 of the classmates gets the roles of magician and warrior, but the protagonist gets the role of a farmer. And now they're stuck there and have to do quests in this unknown world to survive. So there are 2 interesting things that I got from the synopsis. The first is that he's a farmer, so I have no idea how he's gonna defeat those demons. And the second thing that interested me was this line: "and protect the real world from the demons and monsters they encounter." So I guess this line tells us that the danger is not only on the people who are transported, but also the people of real world, which is pretty interesting. From one of the previews I saw, the protagonist looks like a loner and a serious character, which actually interests me a lot because the isekai protagonists we've been getting are a little too happy to be transported to another world. But there was the other preview where he was a little bit happy too, but I don't think I want a person to suffer throughout the series just like Subaru does, so I guess I'll give him the permission to smile. And I hope that even though they want to keep the environment pretty balanced sometimes, I hope they can also maintain the dark theme which we saw in this preview, because that actually made this anime look way much cooler than it might actually be. But yeah, I can't guarantee how good it will be. We will only know it when the anime airs. If it turns out to be bad, the only thing I'll be sad about is the fact that the name is really freaking cool. I don't want it to go to waste. But I really do have a feeling that I personally will enjoy this anime. So you should give it a shot if you like isekai animes and you might be thinking of watching an isekai with a little bit of different stuff. Our Last Crusade, or the Rise of a New World. Well, this anime is looking pretty amazing as well. The synopsis goes something like this. For many years, a scientifically advanced empire and Nebulis, the realm of witches, have been at war, and the strongest knight of the empire meets the princess of the rival nation. They are enemies, but the knight was taken by her beauty and dignity, and the princess was moved by his strength and way of life. But they are enemies, so they kinda cannot date, if that was not obvious. The story seems like it will be pretty fun to watch. It kind of reminds me of the setting of the boarding school Juliet, just a lot more serious, and I don't think there's anything anything bad with it being a more serious anime. It's being made by Silverlink and the animation is looking pretty amazing as far as the trailer goes, so I just hope that the animation stays like that for throughout the show. It is an action anime after all, so the animation is expected to be good or at least decent, and I'm not worried about the plot at all. I have a feeling that it will be pretty good. It will be able to carry itself even if the animation fails at a certain level. So yeah, if you like romance animes or even action animes, you should definitely give this series a try. And yeah, these were all the animes that I think you should definitely look forward to this season. There are a lot of animes that I wasn't able to include, so I will mention some quickly so you can give them a try as well. I call these animes the animes that you can give a try. I don't know. First up, we have Macho no Tabi Tabi. You like witches? Me too. You like a witch on a journey throughout the world? Yeah, me too. Next up we have Hypnosis Mike Division Rap Battle Rhyme Anime. You love rap battles? Well, here you go. An anime for you. Wow. Next up we have Sleepy Princess in a Demon Castle. You like sleeping? Yes, I do too. She likes sleeping too, but in a demon castle. There are also some sequels that will be airing this season which I haven't mentioned yet. So I will be mentioning some sequels if you have no idea they're airing. Well, here you go. And let's begin. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon season 3? You know what it is. I'm not gonna explain it. Haikyuu to the top, the second season, a really good sports anime. You should definitely give it a try. The Irregular at Magic High School Visitor arc. I was actually pretty surprised to see when the second season got announced. I just wasn't expecting it after almost 6 years. Madhouse is not making it this time, but the series should be just fine in 8-bit's hands. Golden Kamuy third season. You like gold? Well, this guy loves gold. Yashahime Princess Half Demon. Don't watch this anime if you haven't watched Inuyasha yet. It is kinda like a sequel, not exactly, but yeah, but I think it will just end up being like watching Boruto before Naruto, and that's kinda cringe. So yeah, don't do that please. One Room third season, you already know what it is if you're into it. It's a first person anime. I never really watched it, but just throwing it out there if someone is interested. And yeah, that's all I got for you for this fall season. I know I missed out on a lot of animes even after mentioning these quick ones, but I can't mention all of them possibly, so I'm sure I might have missed some pretty good ones too, which I might end up liking more than any of the animes that I mentioned in the list. But that would not be bad either, cause it's pretty fun seeing an anime being fun when it didn't expected it to be fun. I'm all up for good anime, just throw them at me. If you also have some suggestions that I missed out on, you can leave them in the comments for me and other people to watch. But yeah, I hope out of all these animes I mentioned, you end up finding one anime that is really fun for you to watch and you really enjoy. If that happens and you saw an anime because of this video, I'll be really happy. And I don't usually do these type of videos, but I thought that it might be fun to make them once in a while. And yeah, thanks for sticking by till the end. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video if I do end up making one.